Lovely. All right. So just checking our posture again, as always, make sure shoulders are back. Lovely and tall. We've got to try and be lovely and tall in our body, so our good posture. And we're going to be a bit soft in the knees, so just have a little bend in those knees, okay? All right. Being careful of anybody's backs if you've got bad backs. Just take it very gently. You're just going to go in a nice circle around the body. Now it's up to you. You can just circle like this, okay? If you want, you can bend your knees and go down, and you can reach up. So we're just circling one way, and when you get to the bottom, change direction and go back up the other way. So again, if that's just standing and you just want to just keep it without bending your knees too much, and then when you get to the bottom, come back up again. Now we're going to do this with the breath. So when you get to the bottom this time, I want you to breathe in as you come up and out as you go down. Change again, breathing in as you come up, lovely deep breath, and out as you go down. And we're just keeping this flowing. Breathe in and breathe out. Hopefully just warming up all the joints in the back, the arms, the knees, and the ankles. Changing direction. And we're just going to do one more. So when we get to the bottom, we're going to breathe in and breathe out. Lovely. So that's just a lovely all-round body warm-up, okay? So you may want your chair handy, but this is what we're going to do. We're going to touch the floor, so a nice little squat. You can just come to standing. If you're feeling brave, you can go up onto your toes. Then we're coming down, so we're going to touch the floor with the ball, bend the legs, coming back up and reaching up. Oh, I'm just going to change that music. Sorry, I ran out of time. Let's start it again. Sorry. Okay. Here we go. So down to the floor again. Touch. And if you want to check that balance, going up onto your toes, stay tall, tall, and down. And one more time. Down. Lovely control. So slightly different way of warming up the body here. Testing our balance. Brilliant. Then we're going to push against the ball, okay? And we're just going to turn and do our little twist to one side, back to the center, turn to the other. Trying to keep your hips facing me. A little bit of pressure on the ball, making the arms work. Good. One more time each side. Here we go. Over. And then the other way. Brilliant. Okay. So taking both hands up above the head. Try and get the arms by your ears, so we're not here, up as high as you can. Okay. And then we're just going to tilt to the side a little way and come back up. Now just looking, we've got soft knees, tailbone tucked under, tummy in, and we're just leaning, coming back up, leaning, coming back up. Making sure we're staying nice and sideways. If you feel it in your back at all, just really pull your tummy in and tuck your tailbone under. One more time, each side. Last one. Good. And we're just going to finish off with our arms going forward and then open the chest. It's up to you how far you want to lean forward, rounding off the back and then opening up. Down we go. Opening, really pull the tummy in and then open those arms. One more time, forward and back. Okay, give those shoulders a lovely roll. Pop the ball to one side. So I'm just going to show you, we're going to do a lovely flow and it's going to last for a minute. We do our little minute intervals and then we have a little rest in between. And that's not a little rest, okay, that's an active rest. So we're going to keep the heart rate going and keep everything moving, all right? So our first one is just knee lifts, okay? Just nice up to the front. I tend to touch my hands onto my knees, okay? So we're going to do a few of those. We're just going to do 4, all right? Okay, then we're going to go into our little stepping back where we just take a step back. Take a step back, that's it. Keep the weight over the front leg, taking the leg back. Good, okay, so we're going to do 4 and 4. So 4 knee lifts, 4 step backs, then 4 knee lifts, 4 step backs, and it's just going to keep going like that. Our break in between is just our arms. Oh, sorry, no, they're across the body. We've just done that one. So across the body, that's going to be our little active rest, okay? All right, So our next ones are, we're going to go nice and wide with the legs, and we're going to reach. You can twist the arms, keeping them shoulder height, so we're getting the arms to rotate into the shoulder. Then we're going to put our hand on our leg, and we're just going to do 4 little reaches. Lovely big stretch all the way up the side of the body, taking the weight on the hand, big stretch. Then we're going to go back into our rocking. We're going to go the other side, and we're going to do 4 lovely big reaches, making the body lovely and long and tall over those sides and then into those again. All right. So our next one is over the top. So we're going to do, this is our rest. Don't worry, I'll be telling you what's coming. I'll just show you to begin with. All right. And then we've got some wide squats where we go down nice and deep as far as you feel you can go, making sure that the weight goes back as if you're sitting on a chair. Deep squats. Okay, and then we've got some hip circles. Just bringing the knee up into the circle as much as you can, just warming up the thighs and the hips. Okay, and then we're just going to finish off with some nice circles of our arms. Okay, ready? So it's going to flow, so that's why I wanted to show you to begin with what's coming. All right. Okay, so she's going to count us in a minute. So remember, our first ones are going to be our knee lifts. And then we're going to just step back, take a little step backwards. Keep it nice and balanced. Keep the body upright as much as you can. Are you ready? Here we go. So knee, 2, 3. Oh, this is the rest. Hang on a minute. Hold your fire. Let's do some of these just while we're keeping moving. She's going to count us in a few seconds. I didn't get the timing quite right. So just some lovely opening up. It's always good to do these. Now she's counting us in. Are you ready? 4 knee lifts.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Here we go. So knee lift, knee lift. Then step back. So don't worry about the timing. You do your timing. So it's just 4 of each. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Then back. 2. If you want the chair there to hold on to while you're doing this, you can. Little knee lift. Keeping that body tall. Here we go. And back. 2. Looking good. Keep it going. Lovely. Knee lift. 2, 3, 4. And back. Keep it going. We're just over halfway. Good. Getting that heart rate going today. Can we fit one more lot in? Here we go. 2, 3, 4. Oh, some more knee lifts. Here we go. Okay. So we're reaching across the body. Nice and soft with the legs. So the little back heel comes up as you reach across. Turn. Turn. That's it. Good. So we're going to take our legs wide. And we're going to do our reaches with our twisting arms. Next. Are you ready? So nice and wide, rocking from side to side. Here we go.
4, 3,
Good.
2, 1.
Good. So let's keep rocking. 2, 3. We're going to do 8 of these. 5, 6, 7, 8. Then hand goes on the bent leg. And you're going to reach. 1. Coming tall. 2. Coming tall again. 2 more. Last one. And then we're going to rock. Looking good. Here we go. Twisting the arms. That's 5, 6, 7, 8. Other side, leg bent, hand on. So just for support. Making that stretch big and deep. And again. 3. 1 more. Good. And out again. Reaching and twisting those arms. Brilliant. Good.
4, 3.
Excellent.
2.
So our next one is, oh, it was over the top, wasn't it? Over the top. We got a little side bend. See if you can actually touch your hand onto the other arm. Coming up in the middle. Lovely and tall. Good. So we've got our wide squats next, and then our knee circles. So we take a step to one side into a squat, so it goes out and back, out. Here we go. So, 1. You go as deep as you want to go. If you want to just look after your knees, just go a little way. A little squat. Good. 1 more. Here we go. So, circles. So you might want the chair just for support. That's it. Good. Always have it handy. So we're going to go squatting again. So if your knees are okay, just make sure you're sitting right back over the heels. And then we're going to do a little knee. Big circle. See how far you can get that knee round. Good. And again. So, sit back. Sit. Good. If you want to take it a little bit slower than I'm doing, that's fine, not a problem. Do it at your pace. 2. Big circle. 3. Lovely warm hips here. And again, getting those glutes to work. Brilliant. Last one. Good. And we're going to circle the arms. 4 on this side. Looking back as we do. 3. And again. 4. One more time on the other side. 2. 3. 4. Lovely. And give those shoulders a roll. Brilliant. Well done. Okay, so that was just a flow one. Hopefully you've got a little bit warm. I'm going to just change the music and we're going to take it down a little bit. Okay, here we go. Lovely. Take on some water if you need to. You might want your chair handy. I'm going to show you it with the chair. All right, let me put my ball there. Okay. So these are called good mornings, okay? I'm not too sure quite why, that we don't tend to do this when we meet people. But if you can imagine, I'm going to hinge from my hip. So this is a hinge, yeah? So I'm literally hinging. I'm trying to keep my back as flat as I can. Not everybody will be able to. It stretches the back of your leg, so if it feels too much, just bend your knees slightly. But the idea is to try and keep your back. So then you come back up again, and then you hinge at the hip. Okay, so this is where you might want the chair. So you can stand up, and then you can hinge at the hip. And if you feel that lovely big stretch in the back of the legs, that's helping those hamstrings stretch out. And then we're going to come back up again. If you're able to do that comfortably without holding onto the chair, you can take your arms out in front of you. If you can get them side by your ears, even better. This is a real stretch for the back of the legs, but it also stretches the lower back. So just take it steady, slowly coming back up, standing tall, pull the tummy in, and then we're going to go out again. Reaching forward with the arms. So it's a little, I suppose it's a little bow, isn't it? As if you're saying good morning and you're bowing. So a good one to use a mirror and just see how flat you can get your back. So whether it's with the chair, you can just go to here. Okay, so we're not rounding. You know when we roll down, we round, don't we? Well, this time what we're trying to do is really keep that back nice and flat. Almost feels like you're sticking your bottom out. Coming back up, that's lovely. Okay, good. So just stand tall for a second. I'm going to show you how we're going to progress that one to the next level. We're going to stand on one leg, and as we go forward, hinging at the hip, we're going to take one arm out and the leg out. So make sure you've got enough room, okay, but holding onto the chair, I suggest for this one, okay? So we're just going to stretch down one side, so it's the same leg as the arm, big stretch, and then stand tall again. We're going to do one more with the same leg. Out we go. Big stretch, and then come back. And that's really checking your stability of your ankle, your knee, your hips. It's making sure everything's working and trying to work together as a team. So we're going to change to the other side. We're going to use the other leg. We're going to reach forward, taking the leg out, arm out, and hold. Making yourself as long from your fingers to your toes, and then standing up again. Now, if anybody is able to, you can take both hands. This is a test for me too. So we can take both arms out, standing on one leg, testing your balance. But please be careful, only do that if you feel you can, all right? Let's do one more on this leg. We could just hold the chair, Then when we feel safe, we can put the arm out and then bring it back to hold the chair. So we're just going to do that again on the other side. It's quite a big move, although it's all slow and controlled, using lots of muscles, okay? Really good for balance. So, standing on one foot. As we come up, we're going to take the arm out. And then once you feel secure, if you want to just take the hand off the chair and leave it dangling, you can. And then standing tall. One more this time. So really pull in. If you're wobbly, try and pull the tummy in and it'll help you balance, okay? Here we go. Out we go. Whoop, she says. Try not to hold on to the chair. And the leg you're standing on, you want a little bend, just so it supports you nicely. And we just tried a couple more on the other side. Are you ready? So, nice little bend in the standing knee. If you don't need to hold the chair, try without, but only if you know you can do it. Pull the tummy in, stretch the body long and tall, coming back up. And we do that one more time, guys. Are you ready? It's a big progression. This one. And coming back up. Well done. Okay, so just give those legs a little. It takes quite a lot on the legs, doesn't it? Although you're not really moving, it still makes them work really hard to stabilise you and stay nice and solid. Okay. So you'll be glad to hear we're going to sit down now for the next one. And grab your band. Okay. So we get a little chance to sit down. So we're just going to do some leg extensions. We need to really work on the muscles in our legs, okay? So going up and down stairs is brilliant, and walking's okay, but we're just going to actually work the knee joint a little bit more. So I want you to sit lovely and tall, your chest out, sit nice and tall, try not to lean back. Bring the foot and the knee up, and then you're just going to work against the band to push away, okay? So it's working your thigh, and it is also working your knee joint. We're just going to do a few of these, okay? So while we can't use equipment and we can't use weights or anything, this is really good just to work those knees. If you find your bands a little bit loose, you can always double your band up and do it double banded, and that's going to make it a lot harder for you. So if that's easy for you, that's a way of making that harder. I can feel the difference there. Okay, let's go to the other leg. I'm going to leave mine doubled up. Now, again, just check you're sitting tall, because there's a tendency to sit back and to slouch a little bit. So we're going to stay nice and tall and bend. And really make sure the knee comes up. That's important, because if not, the leg can be swinging. We don't want that. We want to really push away. That's it. So pushing away. And a couple more. Good. Couple. That's it. Lovely. Okay, so we're going to go back to that first foot, that first leg. I've opened my band up again. Try and get the band on the ball of the foot, because what I'd like you to do is point and flex. So holding the leg up, pointing and flexing. So the leg's working because it's being held up, but you're having to hold it up. And you're working your calf muscle in the back and your ankle by just pointing and flexing. So really good for all the ligaments and tendons in your feet and ankles. Pointing and flexing. Brilliant. And let's change legs. In your ball of your feet again, sitting lovely and tall. Leg out and point and flex. Good. So again, if you wanted a little bit more tension, you could double the band up or just hold it a little bit shorter. Pointing and flexing. Brilliant. Well done. Good. Okay. So we're going to put our feet onto the band. All right. And we're going to sit up lovely and tall. And you're going to come quite far forward in your chair. Okay. So there's quite a big gap between my back and the chair. So I'm almost sitting with my band not far in front of me. Okay, so you're going to grab your band nice and tight, and you're going to bend your elbows so that they make sure they don't hit the chair. So this is a rowing action with your arms, okay? So it's going to use try not to go up with your shoulders though, okay? Always make sure it's just your arms and your neck stays lovely and long, and you just pull the arms back up behind you. Okay, squeezing your shoulder blades together. That really does start to work those shoulders and the upper back. Good, and that's like a row. That's like a row machine, row in action. Okay, a couple more. If you wanted to make that really tough, you might decide to do just one side at a time, double your band up, hold it there and just do one side and make it tougher, and then you could change and do the same on the other side, okay? All right? Okay, lovely. So just to show you different ways of using the band, give some different ideas. So we're going to sit lovely and tall, okay, and we're going to do what we do normally, standing. We're just going to go to this lovely stretch of those shoulders. It really does help with the mobility, so you're all getting used to this one. That's brilliant. Just if you feel it really loose and there's not much tension, just wiggle the fingers in a little bit and create a little bit more tension, because you just might be getting more supple. You might have more movement in those shoulders. So if it feels really loose when you're doing it, just increase that tension. Hold the band tighter. Brilliant. So what we're going to do now is we're going to take it over behind us. As it comes forward, I want you to roll your body down so that the band is going to touch your toes, or as near to your toes as it can, and then you're going to come all the way up and over the top of your head. So it's a really big movement now. Okay, so as it comes over, you're going to curl your body like we do with the roll down, chin into chest, shoulders forward, and then come back up. So we've got two more of these. Lovely and open there at the top. Up we go, forward, 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 down, touch the toes, and we got one more. It really does bring in the whole body here. Last one, here we go. Sitting tall, rolling forward, reaching down. Brilliant, well done. Good, and then just let go of the band. I'll tell you what we do is we take our arm across and do our little stretch that we do there. Just going to stretch the back of your arm and shoulder. Good. And then again, arm goes across, hold it in, and give the back of that arm a lovely stretch. Good. We've really challenged the body today, haven't we? Okay. So, I'm going to pop my band down to one side. All right. We're going to carry on with that theme of that roll down, but we're just going to do it without the band now. So we really are going to do chin to chest, shoulders forward. I want you to just let your hands hang down beside your legs and roll down. Now really, really think about each vertebra in your spine. As you come back up, you're going to roll and stack the spine back up again. Holding the tummy in. Sit, 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 sit. Last thing to stand on top of your spine is your shoulders go back and your head comes up. You can do that another time. Chin to chest, shoulders forward. So you can do this seated just as easy as you can do it standing. We're going to reach down all the way. Really feel the back round in. Hang there for a second and then slowly roll back up. Just thinking about each part of your back. Rolling back up again. Shoulders back, head nice and tall. Good. Okay. So we're going to try something a little bit different. You can pop your hands on your lap for support. I want you to lean back towards that chair and out to the side, all the way around. Just make sure nobody's too dizzy. I just want you to take your time. So you really are having to engage your core here. So you lean in, and the only thing that's stopping you from falling out of the chair is the fact that you're using your core. Even when you lean back. Good. See how much you can rotate round. Lovely, rounded at the front and then sitting up lovely and tall and arch. Let's go one more time. Round we go. Take your time, don't get dizzy. But really thinking about tummy, the sides, everything around here you being used. Well done. That's good. Nobody fell out of their chair, so that's good. Okay. So we're going to just think about our shoulders here. I want you to lift your shoulders. Bring your shoulders forward, so you're really sort of rounding your back. You're bringing them forward, yeah? Then down, and then back. So it's up the ears, so really lift them. Then come forward, pull them forward, push them down, and then push them back. So they go all the way back. Let's go one more. Up we go. So a lot of people hold the tension in their shoulders. especially if they get cold. So this time of year, it's really good to do these. If you find that you've been out for a walk or something and you come back and your just shoulders are up nice and high and they're really tense, then just do these, just coming forward, down and back. Okay, so good, well done. Okay, we're going to do our classic hamstring stretch we've done for the last couple of weeks. So really good to stretch the back of the leg. But what do? So we can bring the foot towards us if we want. We don't collapse, we just lean forward. So sitting right on the edge of the chair, one leg out in front of you and lift the chest forward. Good. If you do find that quite tight, it's a really good idea to do that as many times in the week as you can, all right? It just keeps those hamstrings stretched. Other leg goes out, stay tall. You can rest the hand on the bent leg if you want, just don't ever push it on that knee, just straight. And just lean forward, keeping that chest up. You'll feel the difference. If you just flop, you'll find it's the back that you feel it in, not your hamstring. Okay, lovely. So we're going to do our little cross leg, okay? But we're going to lift the knee and hug it into the chest. You can't really see with my black leggings, but here we go. So we're crossing the leg and we're going to sit lovely and tall and really hug that knee in. And where you should feel it is down the outside here, into the glutes, into the bottom. So we've done lots of squatting and lunging a minute ago. So sitting lovely and tall. And if you're okay to do that and turn towards the leg, you should find even more. You might be able to, if you've got an arm over the chair like I have, once you've hugged that leg in, you can look that way. And it really does stretch down the outside here. Lovely stretch into the glutes. Lovely. So swap over legs. Turn it to the other one. Lift your knee if you can and bring it in towards your chest. And once you're there, see if you can just look same way as the leg. That's up. You can use a chair and look that way. It's a really good, so very similar to you can do on the floor, this one. We're just doing it seated. Good. Okay. And very similarly, we're going to just take our leg in and out like we do when we're doing our knee circles, but we're just stretching the hip here, taking it out. It's as if you're stepping over something, maybe like getting in and out of a car sort of action. Just taking each side, really opening up the hip. Not the sort of thing that we do very often. They get very tight. Good, lovely. One more each side. And last one. Lovely. Good. Okay. So we're nearly finished. Grab your ball and we're going to finish how we started, all right? How did we start, eh? Okay. So just a couple of little things I want to do. So pop the ball between your legs, okay? Get that little bit of pressure, all right? Going to fire up the inside of the legs and the lower part of the tummy. We're going to take our arm up, our arm down as we do. We stretch our body and then we've got a lovely little side bend. If that's too much, you can put your hand on your hip, okay? Just to give you support. So up as tall as you can, down and stretch, and over, or just rest your hand there, looking forward. Let's do one more each side. Here we go. Up we go, down, tall, and reach. Feels so good to stretch the body and reach. There we go, one up, one down, and over we go. Lovely, okay. So, grabbing the ball, we're going to do our breaths. So as you remember, we went down, as we went up, we breathed in. As we went over, we breathe out. When you get to the bottom, come back up again. Breathing in, breathing out. Bending your knees, just slightly. Tucking the tailbone under, pulling the tummy in. Let's go one more each way. Here we go. Lovely deep breath in and out. And again, last one. And out we go. Brilliant. And slowly rolling back up. And give yourself a clap. Fab.